those of us in Frisco that cannot vote for you, remember, guys, we can always donate to the candidates that you can't cast votes for. So be sure to leave all of your donor information in our chat so that our membership can get that. They will all get a copy of the chat transcript for later reference. Okay. Up next, we're going to talk with our very own Jesse Ringnes, who is running for a brand new House district in Texas. He is running for House District 66. Jesse, are you ready for us?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to speak with you all. Usually I wing this kind of thing. I'm so strong in my convictions that I'm able to kind of talk about it off the top of my head. But today I did go ahead and write something up. So if you'll bear with me, I might be reading at portions. But my name is Jesse Ringnes. I am running for Texas House District 66. This is a map of my district. So it does cover parts of North Plano. It covers a section of Frisco, but you can see, like Sheena was talking about, they've gerrymandered and cut out an entire neighborhoods that are likely going to be Democratic voters. It goes up to Prosper, juts out to Salina a little bit. Hey guys. And then I've got a little corner of McKinney. So I apologize about my dogs. I am an animal lover, an animal advocate. Oh man. Hey. Shh. Okay. Well, so as a candidate, I get asked a lot of questions, but today I wanted to start out by asking you guys some questions. So raise your hand if anyone you know has been affected by disease or illness, maybe cancer, a grandparent that you have, an aunt, uncle, maybe breast cancer, Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, dementia, and that's why I'm running. So if someone asks you, why is Jesse Ringnes running for Texas House? I am running because everyone has someone that they know that has an illness, and it is not okay for anyone to go broke trying to save a loved one's life. So I'm 31. I just turned 31 this past year, and I'll kind of give you a little bit of a breakdown of who I am, since many of you might not know me. So tragedies are often a great motivator. So I'll quickly tell you about the 3 people in my life who have influenced me and my decision to run for this office. My hero, which was my mom, my uncle, and my cousin. My childhood wasn't so typical. My parents got divorced when I was young, and my mom was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in the late 90s. I grew up helping my mom give herself weekly MS injections, and over the years, watched the disease transform her from walking with a limp to using a cane, then a walker, then a wheelchair, and eventually being fully disabled. And unfortunately, she gained her angel wings last year. Over the years, I've seen the devastating cost of rising medical prices and outrageous price tags just to keep your loved ones alive. There was a time a few years ago when I was working 3 jobs at the same time, trying to make ends meet. So my goal as your next representative is to lower the prices of prescriptions, medical procedures, and insurance fees. I know that's going to be a hard task, but I'm up for the challenge. Not long after my mom's MS diagnosis, my uncle took his life in 2000. Now, I don't know why he made the decisions that he did, but I do know that my uncle was a gay man. And I can't help but think, had he only known how much the world would change and how much more accepting that the world would be today, would he still be around, and would he be thriving? The second pillar of my campaign is to talk about just that, the taboo subjects that we don't like to talk about. We need stronger mental health resources and suicide prevention awareness and advertising. I graduated from FISD and pursued a career in film, moving myself to Florida, where I graduated with a bachelor's of science. This is why my mom was my hero. I remember one time in college, I came back and surprised her at work. I brought all my friends, and on her lunch break, it took her, what I didn't know at the time, 30 minutes just to walk down from her office, down to the bottom, through the lobby, and to her car in the parking lot. And she did that twice a day, every day, to put me through college. I then spent a year in California trying to pursue that whole career, but I decided to come back home, born and raised in Texas, and finish caretaking for my mom as her illness got worse. And then a few years ago, tragedy struck again when my cousin died of an accidental overdose. It was a fentanyl poisoning on the 24th, the week of his 24th birthday. So the other pillar of my campaign is going to be to eradicate fentanyl from Texas streets as a big priority. Over the last 10 years, I've worked many retail management positions, photography, restaurant, security, and the pet industry. Currently, I operate a YouTube channel called Be The Change. You can check that out at youtube.com/c/BeTheChange2021. My activism began a few years ago when I documented a few events alongside environmental activist Aaron Brockovich, who was advocating for safer water here in North Texas. I know that was a whole controversy, so we won't get into that. But as we saw turmoil hit the streets in 2020, I marched alongside my community to protect civil rights. I traveled all across Texas, from Frisco to Plano, Denton to Dallas, McKinney to Wolf City, Allen to Austin. I was there. In 2021, I stood up alongside civil rights leader Lee Merritt, documented dozens of protests for Marvin Scott III, a Frisco man, a resident who was killed in the Collin County Jail over one joint. I also marched alongside Beto during the March for Democracy from Georgetown to Austin last year. You may not like every video I upload, I know, and the Lord knows that I have a fair share of people in the city who hate me for what I post, but I hope you'll find sincerity, and I hope that you'll find hope in my channel for inclusivity for all of North Texas and a Frisco that moves forward, not backwards. And as I end today, I'll just let you know that I've attended many city council meetings, county commissioner court meetings, FISD board meetings, town halls, and other events around Texas. I'm an animal advocate, artist, and activist. I'm the underdog in this race, and I'm asking for your vote for Texas House 66 so we can make more Texas a little more inclusive and fair all across the board. This is our chance to protect civil rights, women's rights, human rights, and voting rights. And I am up for the task, and I'm asking you to please vote for me. Thank you. Sorry, I know it was long.
Good job, Jesse. Good job. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jesse.
You know that
Way to go, Jesse.
A lot of those topics are very near and dear to my heart, and many of the members here in the Frisco Democratic Club and throughout the city and state. So I'm happy to see that you are standing up for all of those who need our help. Thank you for running.